I actually may dread making this video one day, but I have to say I think I'm wrong. I think I was majorly wrong about one thing. Now, that's not the way I want to start a video, because one day I may say I was right and now I have to apologize for saying I was wrong even though I was right. Let's jump into this video a little bit and maybe I can shed a little light on what I'm talking about.
You makes me restless, waiting for love, waiting for love. I don't know what else I can do, it's hopeless too.
Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up. That does help us stay in the algorithm and it does mean a lot to me. When I say that I think I was wrong, I think a lot of us were looking for a different option for speaker. And then I'm going to tell you why I believe I'm wrong. Now, first and foremost, the Speaker of the House, Johnson, has really impressed me this last few weeks. Now, I want to tell you why, and I want to tell you I still have some unsurety about that. But I want to tell you, I think the man's character is pretty much spot on. Let's go a little deeper. Before we do, here's the sponsor of today's video. The sponsor of today's video is Delete Me. Delete Me has been one of my favorite sponsors, and we've talked about them a lot on this channel. Delete Me stands as a beacon in the realm of personal data security. Listen to this, with over 100 million pieces of data removed since 2010. The company's personal mission is to simplify managing your data. Now, I just got my report back from Delete Me. Let's go through it. This is my October report. It comes in the app. It says 1,162 total listings reviewed. They went over to check if my name was compromised. 23 listings have been removed. 23 data brokers with your personal information. That means 23 people that I did not give authorization to or want to have my data had my data. Total time of them searching was 8.5 hours. Total time of them removing my name was 9. Last report, which was in August, had 48 manipulated parts of my data removed. This time 23, almost cut in half, all because they are watching and monitoring everything that my name is on to make sure that my data is not going to the data brokers to sell on the dark web or to people that should not have my information. I don't want my information compromised. Delete Me can be a great tool for you where you don't have to do anything but just sign up, then it allows you to know that you are protected. Think about all the times that your data can be manipulated. Crazy calls that come to your phone numbers, crazy emails that come to you. Well, they're gonna help you protect that, protect you and your data to make sure that you're not being compromised. We live in a very polarized world. When that takes place, there's a lot of people that are looking for your data just to hurt you, just to take your information and manipulate it to where it almost embarrasses you or almost causes you problems. Let Delete Me help you get your information safe. I believe in Delete Me. I look at it all the time. I love getting these reports to show that my data is safe. Protect your privacy now with Delete Me. Check the URL below, joindeleteme.com/max, and get a 20% off discount with the code MAX. You'll be glad you did this. It will blow your mind at what the information they find about you. It's actually scary, but to know that someone's on your side, that's where the benefit is, and that gives you a peace of mind that a lot of companies cannot do. So, Speaker Johnson, I was worried because I was thinking, okay, Jordan may have been one of the better picks for speakership after all the McCarthy debacle. I believe Gates said the right things. I believe that we were all hoping, especially the ones on the populist conservative side, the libertarian side, that Jordan may be the best case scenario for the House. Now, we had a slim majority. We don't have the Senate. We don't have the presidency, which is, again, a joke right now. But it was a good step in the right direction getting McCarthy out and putting a conservative, what I would consider almost a firebrand in there. Well, again, it didn't work out for Jordan, and they started throwing all these rhinos into the mix, and with Emmer and all of those. Well, guess what? All of a sudden, we don't get Scalise, we don't get Emmer, and we get Johnson. Well, we're in Mississippi, so we kind of know some of Louisiana politics, but we didn't know much about Johnson. And I'm thinking, if everybody's saying this guy's the right answer, why are they saying that? Because most of the time, my picks are always unpopular because they tend to be a lot more conservative. So then I started hearing, of course, he was part of the Trump impeachment situation. He had a good relationship with Trump, and I said, you know, that's good things, but so did McCarthy. So that didn't give me any clarity. So I started thinking, okay, what can we learn about this guy? Well, the first thing he said that we need to take care of Israel. Well, again, as a Christian, I believe that's a great thing, but that's not the most important, because I was hoping that we would get more things passed for the American people, such as the southern border wall, and really hold spending to Ukraine. Then all of a sudden he started doing single task bills. So he did the Israel bill without Ukraine in it. Democrats didn't like that, but I thought it was awesome that he stood his ground, saying that we're going to do a single task bill for just Israel. Also, I like the fact that he chose to say we're going to take spending from somewhere else, which was the IRS, which is a great win, I think, for conservatives. That's saying, hey, we're willing to spend money, not hundreds of billions, but 14 billion, which is still crazy in amounts, but this is what I liked about it. He was willing to take spending from something else to provide spending there. I thought that was a good deal. So I was thinking, hey, this guy may have a little bit better head on his shoulders. The guy's brilliant, you can tell that. He made a lot of comments about God and about Jesus and about the Bible in his opening remarks as kind of the new speaker, which all politics play to the religious base like us. So I don't really take that really for anything, unless I want to see kind of how they walk. You know, not just how they talk, but how they walk. The biggest criticisms are probably the two biggest pluses to me. One of the biggest criticisms was this guy does not have millions in the bank. He lives paycheck to paycheck. He lives on his normal means. He's not rolling in dough. He's not grabbing tons of lobbyist money that's fattening his pocket. That is a huge plus. We're looking for leadership to be the leader of the populace, the people, the main conservative base that we wanted. And that is a very big plus. He's not tied to uber billionaires. He's not loaded like Nancy Pelosi or even McCarthy. This man's just a normal guy. He was a lawyer, but he actually was a lawyer for a lot of nonprofits, a lot of foundations. So the money was not just rolling in. Now, granted, he probably has a very good living, and he makes over $200,000 a year as speaker. But to say he's not just an uber millionaire or ultra millionaire or has tons of money because of insider trading like most congressmen and most senators do, that is a monstrous plus, and most people are hating him for it. I think that's a principled man that means a lot to me. Secondly, a story came out today that he has a Christian-based app service to keep his phone from sending things to him or keeping him accountable for things on his phone where it's not sending him adult content. That is a phenomenal thing. Again, if we're looking for principled, morally ethical people to lead us, this man has not got tons of lobbying money put in his pocket. He's trying to keep himself wholesome, and there's not a lot of people that's probably straight and narrow in Congress and in the Senate and even in DC as a whole. Most of the politics are dirty. So I like the fact that he has got coveted eyes, a Christian app-based service to keep him safe online. Then also the fact that he's not loaded in riches just because he's been fattened pockets from lobbyists. That's two things to me that is speaking volumes, because he's principled. It seems like he's really trying to walk the walk that he talks. Way better than most politicians do. And again, love him or hate him, Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, and he has a great relationship with him. No matter what you think about the leadership of the Republican Party with Trump, he stands his ground and he's bombastic and he gets things done. We would be in a whole lot better shape if he was still president. No matter if you're a Republican or Democrat, you cannot say that without believing that. That is true. But to say that now the conservatives at least have somebody who is standing on staunch principles, who's trying to work through the muck, and that also is still backed by President Trump, I think all those things are playing in his wheelhouse to being very, very good. He's a young guy. He's not been in Congress for 50 years. He's not 80 years old, and he's not a multimillionaire, and he's trying to keep himself pure. That's awesome. Seems like he loves his family. He seems like he's got a lot of things going for him. And in my humble opinion, I might be wrong, but I think this guy is the real deal. Now the sun is setting and it's getting dark, but I want you to think about it. You tell me, am I wrong for thinking that? And you can call me out if I've missed something. Now, is he perfect? No. There was a few old things happened with the BLM riots that he talked about that I think he was wrong on. I would love to see more politicians stand up and say, hey, I was wrong on this facet. We talked about that with the Trump situation with Operation Warp Speed. I think that there's things that all politicians, especially leaders, true leaders, will come out and say, you know what, I may have not been led right in this situation. I think Johnson needs to do it with some of his prior comments. We live in a world that everything that we say and do is recorded, and everything that we say and do may come back to bite us. Like me bragging on the guy, and all of a sudden he may do something really dumb, and all of a sudden I say I don't support him anymore. I don't know. So you can go back and say I told you so if all of a sudden this guy starts blowing it. But when we think about the whole picture, this guy may be our best chance in the conservative side of things to lead us as Speaker of the House. And I'm glad to say, you know what, I was wrong. I'm glad to see that he is strong. I'm glad to say that really he looked at Jordan as almost like a leader, and he was almost like his protege. And all of a sudden he served on the Trump thing. He's not a multimillionaire sitting there running in money and lobbying funds. He did a funding bill without Ukraine tied to it, and he is standing on moral principles. Those things to me is top notch. So I'm going to be honest with you. I was wrong. I'm glad Mr. Johnson is now Speaker Johnson, and I hope to see him do phenomenal things and prove all of us wrong, to say, you know what, there could be good leadership, good core conservatives in the Christian movement, in the Republican Party still, and that gives us hope. Hope is what we need. Now, he's a man. He will fail. We all fail. But as a Christian, I love to see people who are shining for Christ and actually getting persecuted for it. It shows truth, and it shows the fact that he's standing on moral principle, and I hope he's not a sellout. I hope he ends up being who he says he is, and he's doing a good job so far. So guys, that's my thought for the day. Let me know what you think. Also check out the link for Delete Me. I believe you would honestly benefit from this service. I love it. I follow it. I check mine all the time, and it keeps me safe online. That is a phenomenal benefit for anyone who is in the digital world that we're in. Guys, thank you for watching. God bless. Happy homestead, y'all.
Hopeless to